When the rumour got bigger, then we were both asked.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're looking at wholesome, family-friendly shows tarnished by shocking scandals. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Repair Shop.
It's a piano store for 2 people.
A piano store for 2 people? Is it all right to lift up and have a look? Ooh.
2024 saw The Repair Shop, one of television's most heartwarming shows about fixing people's damaged heirlooms in a picturesque barn, hit with a scandal that surprised everyone. Its most prominent presenter and expert, Jay Blades, was charged in September with controlling and coercive behavior against his estranged second wife, showing up in court.
So what's the history behind this one then?
The BBC, which has been hit with no small number of presenter scandals lately, immediately withdrew all episodes of The Repair Shop featuring Blades from broadcast.
We're almost happy with this now. Just want to try this in there.
It will no longer be broadcasting any of those episodes, which is most of them. They are still available on iPlayer though. Springwatch.
And it's midway through the second week, which means it's just about half-time. So how have we been getting on?
The most recent Springwatch scandal centered around graphic footage of an adder preying on some newborn chicks being shown on TV, but it's gotten in hot water other times too. Back in 2008, popular comedian Bill Oddie, who'd pivoted to making wildlife programs in the 1990s given his passion for birdwatching, was dismissed from the presenting lineup.
Generally speaking, I don't want to be competitive, although he seems to want to be. I think we do have the cuddlier little birds down here, don't you?
He was never given a real reason, but believes his mental health was to blame, as he was struggling with it at the time. 10 years later, and he spoke to the Mirror about how he was still devastated to have been dropped from Springwatch the way he was.
When it comes to cows, he's got the glamour. There's no doubt about that. Aren't they lovely?
The Great British Bake Off. The most impactful Bake Off scandal definitely remains its contentious move from the BBC to Channel 4, as production company Love Productions tried demanding more money from the Beeb. 3 of its stars, Sue Perkins, Mel Goodrich, and Mary Berry, all left at this point, leaving only Paul Hollywood.
Whose is this? Ian's, I think. That's Ian. It's got everything.
It's had other scandals as well, but most memorable is, obviously, Bingate. Ian's Baked Alaska was very briefly taken out of the freezer by Diana Beard. The editing led the public to believe that Diana had deliberately sabotaged him, but that he'd been eliminated.
Where's my ice cream?
It's here. Sorry, Ian.
That wasn't what happened though, with the main issue being how Ian lost his temper and binned the ice cream instead of trying to salvage it.
No. Ian, you have to present.
The One Show. BBC One's Tea Time magazine show has also gotten into trouble many times, but again with a presenter controversy in 2024, a former footballer turned TV presenter, Jermaine Genus, was sacked.
In a short statement, all a spokesperson said was, "We can confirm that he is no longer part of our presenting lineup."
This was in the midst of allegations that he'd been behaving inappropriately on the show, namely with one of the makeup artists, with investigations ongoing. He's denied everything and, though lawyers are still working behind the scenes, has said publicly that he's not happy with the way the BBC has handled it.
I can't really talk about it.
And it definitely must be unpleasant to learn that you've lost your job at the BBC while live on air presenting a radio show for another broadcaster.
But currently, as it stands, I'm going to have to let the lawyers deal with it. You know, there's 2 sides to every story.
Countryfile. In 2009, presenter Miriam O'Reilly was let go from Countryfile when she was in her 50s after the show was put into a primetime slot.
Well, let's get some more now on the age discrimination case brought by the former presenter of the BBC's Countryfile programme, Miriam O'Reilly.
She decided that there hadn't been any good reason to axe her and took the BBC to court for age discrimination. Remarkably, for a case like this, she won, successfully suing the Beeb.
It was hard to take on the BBC because I love the BBC, I loved working there.
Unfortunately, though, it was a landmark case, and not the last time the BBC would get in trouble for this. O'Reilly's career all but ended. She presented a few shows after winning her case, including at the BBC, but in 2020 spoke out about how the decision to sue the broadcaster had lost her work over the years, and she's no longer a household name.
But I felt that I was treated badly because of my age, and standing up to the BBC was the right thing to do, however hurtful, however stressful it has been.
Strictly Come Dancing.
Now, some people have called for Strictly to be axed. Well, there's the reaction.
Shocking.
No, but it's an interesting reaction.
While perhaps not as wholesome as some other shows, given that it's always followed the cutthroat world of competitive ballroom dancing, Strictly remains a comfort watch for its millions of fans who tune in every winter. It's a light in the darkness and a key part of the run-up to Christmas in the UK. So when scandals began to hit, the nation and the BBC was rocked.
His past dance partners were getting in touch with you and saying what?
I'm so sorry.
Though investigations are still ongoing, professional dancers Giovanni Panici and Graziano Di Prima have both been dropped following allegations of misconduct. For its 20th anniversary series, the BBC has implemented chaperones in all the training sessions to ensure things like this don't happen again.
What the BBC are now actually discussing is to have chaperones in the training room now, which I actually personally think is a good idea.
Blue Peter. From Biddy Baxter's notorious treatment of the presenters to the cap-naming fiasco, Blue Peter has been embroiled in many scandals over the last 70 years.
But Don at the end of the line is the most important person. This is Biddy Baxter. Turn face your public.
The Socks versus Cookie incident involving a rigged online poll definitely stands out and led to the show having to get a second cat to give the proper name. But other things have happened as well.
Here we go. When I press this button, we will reveal the 8th Blue Peter kitten. Off we go. The suspense. Which is it going to be? It's not Mabel who's going through shop. It is Socks!
Michael Sundin was a presenter very briefly in the 1980s, who was dropped from the show supposedly because the children didn't like him, though many believe that it was because the press started reporting on him being gay. Sundin tragically passed away from AIDS-related illness in 1988, only 3 years after leaving Blue Peter.
And the new set isn't the only new thing around here. Check out this little fella. This is our brand new kitten, Cookie. He's only 13 weeks old.
Time Team.
So tomorrow we're going to dig one of the most enigmatic and rare pieces of early Christian archaeology that we've ever excavated.
Known for digging holes in people's gardens and unearthing everything from Neolithic villages to Roman mosaics, Time Team is possibly the last show you'd think could cause somebody's death.
It's a find that will enter the history books.
But that tragically is what happened in 2007, when a man working on a reenactment of a medieval joust died in a freak accident. His name was Paul Allen, and he was injured during production, passing away a week later from his injuries.
The man, who was in his 40s, died a week after the incident, which took place at Rockingham Castle in Northamptonshire.
Investigations found that the show failed him and that the correct safety equipment wasn't worn, including that he'd been provided with the incorrect helmet and shield. This morning.
Right, deep breath. Firstly, are you okay?
Though it's known for bizarre and shocking interviews that often go viral, most of what you see when you tune into This Morning are debates around inane social media trends, tips on saving money, and tasty recipes.
How old was he when he first said to you, I'm interested in television?
Was he 18 by that point?
19.
The show itself became the story in 2023 though, when Philip Schofield left television entirely after The Sun got its hands on a scandal. It turned out he'd been sleeping with a much younger runner on the show, leading to many questions about unequal power dynamics and inappropriate behavior.
What was unwise was the fact that it happened. And that was a very, very grave error.
Not long after, and Holly Willoughby also left after a man conspired to kidnap and kill her. He was arrested and subsequently found guilty. The show hasn't recovered from their departures. Animal Hospital. There was no scandal that concerned Animal Hospital specifically, but it's now impossible to rewatch old episodes because the entire show was presented by Rolf Harris.
G'day, welcome back to Animal Hospital in Aylesbury.
Harris became known for presenting animal shows given Animal Hospital's success, but in 2013 he was charged with serious crimes as part of Operation U-Tree.
The former TV presenter found guilty of 12 indecent assaults on girls. The youngest was 8.
Unlike shows like Jim'll Fix It, there was never any suggestion that Harris used Animal Hospital as a way to gain access to victims. But the entire show and the good work it did to help the RSPCA has been irrevocably tarnished because of his close involvement.
Other touches give you a no feeling. It's like, no, I don't know why I don't like that, but I'm not too sure about that at all.
Let us know in the comments which of these shows you can't watch anymore.
It might not look very appetizing, but it makes a nice ice cream flavour.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.